Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Zipper Hall of the Program Suite. In case of emergency, please take a moment to locate the exit in this view. As a courtesy to performers and audience, please silence all cell phones and other electronic devices. Thank you and enjoy the program.
Get it from there. Yeah, woo! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How is everybody? Okay, that was like a golf clap. How is everybody? It is great to see everybody once again. My name is Billy Harris. I think I do know half the room. I am once again your host this evening. I'll be doing the auction a little later on tonight. That's why we kept you in the plaza drinking the alcohol. So, but it's with great pleasure and excitement that I welcome you here to the Skid Row Housing Trust Building Hope Gala. Woo! Not all of us could gather this evening, so whether you're here in person or streaming, we have a couple cameras streaming here tonight. We're excited, obviously, to celebrate, right? It's all about celebration for sure. With you and amplify the message of hope, and we all know how important that is right now. Roll the prompter up, please. There we go. We want to move more people. You thought I knew all this. You thought I was a genius just by looking at me. I'm from New Jersey, so we want to move more people. Thank you. Thank you. We obviously want to move more people out of tents and cars and into safe and stable housing with supportive services. That is what we're here to do. So I will be back later on tonight. We want to get the program started. Please join me, a thunderous round of applause in welcoming Sierra Adelano, CEO of Skid Row Housing Trust. Here we go.
Thank you, Billy, and thank you to everyone here at Zipper Hall and those of you streaming from home. As many of you know, Skid Row Housing Trust provides permanent supportive housing so that people who have experienced homelessness, prolonged extreme poverty, poor health, disabilities, mental illness, and/or addiction can live safe and stable lives in wellness. Since our founding in 1989, we have helped thousands of Angelenos restore and rebuild their lives and save taxpayers nearly $1 billion in the process. This year, we opened SP7 Apartments, San Pedro House, and the Edward Hotel. We added 147 desperately needed permanent supportive housing homes to the community. We have also launched our Seeds of Hope campaign, a year-long initiative to revitalize the resident gardens in each of our communities that have one. And we are growing services. We're growing services with the addition of supportive employment program, which will help our residents thrive in the place or move to their next home. So we have a lot to celebrate tonight. Now please welcome to the stage Skid Row Housing Trust Board Chair Simon Haw and Board-elect beginning her new term October 1st, Catherine Perez.
Thank you, Sierra. Good evening, everybody. How's everyone doing? All right. So it's been a privilege to serve as the board chair of Skid Row Housing Trust for the past 3 years. I've been on the board for about 8, going on 9 years now. The work that we do at the trust is incredibly important to both our residents and our fellow Angelenos. It is with great honor that tonight I pass the baton to Catherine Perez. Amazing Catherine. Catherine is highly regarded and effective leader and I can't think of no one else better suited to take Skid Row Housing Trust into the next chapter. Before I pass it on, I'd like to recognize my wife, Nikki, and my daughter, Zoe, who's been here at every gala. My daughter's been to more galas than me. So thank you guys, thank you for the support. And to all the board members, thank you for your service, for the C-suite and all the staff. Thank you so much for doing the work that nobody else wants to do in solving homelessness. So thank you very much.
Well, first of all, thank you, Simon. My name is Catherine Perez. I'm the incoming chair of the Skid Row Housing Trust. And I just want to say, I want to start off by acknowledging my fellow board members who are here tonight, because if it wasn't for them and their tireless service and commitment to our mission, it would not be possible. We have amazing, talented, experienced people who are serving on the behalf of those who are in Skid Row and need the support of these folks. And so I just want to say thank you for your hard work, dedication, and passion. I would also like to commend Sierra. Where is she? Where's Sierra? Where did she go?
She'll be back out.
She'll be back. Okay, no worries. I want to thank Sierra, importantly, for her excellent work, both in leading our real estate development, but also in moving forward 4 Triple H projects during a global pandemic. Not easy, not easy, and leading the organization since March of this year. Sierra has been working tirelessly to strengthen our teams and operations and to best serve our residents. So I just want to say thank you to her and to obviously all the amazing team members that we have here. The year ahead for the Trust will be dynamic, but I am confident that together with the board and the staff, we will successfully develop a future course of direction for the Trust in order to advance the critical mission of the organization and to support the people and the residents that live in our projects. That is the most important thing. It drives each of us every day. And I want to say also that it's important that you know that you are part of that. Every single one of you here and those of you who are watching are part of that mission. Because without you, we're not going to be able to do this. It is a big, big challenge, but we are up for it. We are all up for it. And it's because of you that we will all be successful. So with that, I would like to invite our most amazing State's Assembly member, Miguel Santiago. Thank you. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Assembly Member Santiago.
Yay, thank you. She said most amazing, so we want to give her a round of applause for that. And how about Billy and his energy? Isn't it an amazing energy that Billy has? Where are you, Billy? And everybody here just looks so beautiful, but Catherine, you're gorgeous. I don't know how else to say that. I'm just saying, big round of applause. And we want to thank you for your service and taking the helm of being the chair and moving forward the great work that you do. There are many people who will benefit from your work and from the work that everybody here is doing and helping to continue. Simon, you're awesome, man. I don't know what else to do. It's not just good looks and awesome hair. The guy's smart. Look at him. Sideways. He can even do the Zoolander really well if you really ask him for it. And Sierra, look, true story. I asked her one day, how do you get through the day? And she said, look, I wake up every morning and I put my big girl pants on, go to work. I'm a tough cookie and I get it done. True story, true story. Jet, I don't know where you're at, but we want to thank. There you go. Oh, come on, stand up. Come on, come on. Every politician knows when they've been outshined. Thank you very much. Man, talk about feeling this small. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. But thank you, honestly, for all your work. And John Simon, you're here somewhere. I have the 2 teleprompters up here that do not allow me to see where you're at. So, and on top of it, I have bad eyesight and no glasses on. Matthew Barron, where are you at? Big round. Oh, there you guys go. Big round of applause for you. If you haven't seen the work that they've done, it's pretty amazing when you go over to the Cecil Hotel. Boy, they should make a Netflix movie out of that. It's amazing work. True story. I'm probably going off script, and I should never say the things that I'm about to say, but I'm going to say them anyways. They did amazing work, and then guess what? There was public agencies rowing in different directions and couldn't get our in-house community into the places that they need to be. Like, you build it, they should get there, right? So we want to give you a huge round of applause, and thanks for the work that you did to make that happen. And I know Jet's looking at me like I'm never inviting this guy again. But I told her I'd keep this rated G, so I promise that I will. But we want to thank everybody at the Skid Row Housing Trust for all the work that they've done, some of the amazing projects that they put forward, like the SP7. Big round of applause for that project. The San Pedro House. There you go. The Edward Hotel. And I've been briefed that 147 people have now been housed. And that's only a fraction of the amount of people. And one of the reasons I cherish the work that you've done is over the years we've seen you grow in the work that you've done. Now, true story. Many people didn't see this happen. When the pandemic hit, most people closed down and they can Zoom from work, and we appreciate that because it helped to prevent the spread of COVID. But if you're in this line of work, there was little you can do from home to help the people that were impacted on the streets. And one of the first earliest calls that we got was from Skid Row Housing Trust, where they had people who were previously homeless or people who were homeless, and most people forget they weren't eating. Because if everybody's shut down, if no one's going to work for good reason, how do you get a meal? And I point over here, but I'm pointing over here all over the place. The good people here help to deliver food to folks who are in desperate need, not just to prevent themselves from getting sick, but to prevent themselves from dying because there's no food. When it was hot, they're out there giving water. There's all the stuff that you don't see that they've done to help our on-house community, even when government's not rowing in the same direction that they're rowing in. If we had a whole lot more of you and probably a lot less more of government in some cases, rowing in different directions, except for me. Good government, bad government. Good government, bad government. No, just kidding. We'd get a lot more done. So I want to thank you for inviting me here, and I appreciate the continue to work with you folks. And Sarah, you keep waking up every morning, putting your big girl pants on, and we'll get this done. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you to Assemblymember Santiago, who has been a steadfast supporter of Skid Row Housing Trust over the years, and we look forward to his partnership and collaboration, because without the state, without the federal government, without the local jurisdictions helping us, it's just going to be impossible to do what we need to do, particularly given some of the challenges we face. But so to Assemblymember Santiago, gracias por todo. All right, thank you. And with that, I want to invite Nadia. I think Nadia's coming up right now. She is our Chief Financial Officer. And Litovskaya. And we are so lucky to have her. And also Joanne Cordero, our Chief of Staff.
Good evening. I'm Nadia Litovskaya, Chief Financial Officer. Hi, everybody. I'm Joanne Cordero, Chief of Staff. We would like to take this moment to recognize our many amazing partners who have made tonight possible and who are investing in life-saving homes and services for our neighbors who have experienced homelessness. Yes, we'd like to start by sharing a video from our Welcome Home sponsor, Barron Property Group and Simon Development.
I'd like to personally thank the Barron Property Group for supporting our 2022 Building Hope Gala.
Cecil is such an interesting project. There's really not anything else like it. It is 600 units of privately financed, adaptive reuse, affordable housing available to people with incomes 30% or below the area median. And that really hasn't been done before.
I've lived at the Cecil Hotel for 30 years.
They don't have the people in here that they used to have when I first moved here. They got the new sinks in, repainted, new fans. They took the carpet out and put in wooden floors to keep clean. So that made a difference.
My living situation before I moved into this home, it wasn't reliable. Staying with other people, in and out of hotels. I would say stress led me to the situation I was in. I would like the people to know when it comes to staying in the Cecil Hotel, people are respectful, meet requirements to live in, it's clean. They have double units and they have a kitchen with many stoves and microwaves and tables and stuff like that. It's peaceful. And now that I'm in a home, I'm stable. It's more energy. It's more positivity.
Thank you to the owner of the Cecil Hotel. I don't know what I would do because this is the first offer that was presented to me to get off the streets or to get out of my father's driveway, and I jumped on it. Now that I'm home, I have plenty of goals that put me in a direction to where it succeeds to be great. Sometimes I feel like I'm not great. Having my own home, it helps me stay on schedule. It's helped me with my schedule of taking my medication because it's in my medicine cabinet. I'm able to make it to appointments. I think this hotel is great. And I love it. I love it.
Wow, that was wonderful. Thank you, Barron Property Group and Simon Development, for your generous support of our event this evening and for your contribution to the Los Angeles community.
Yes, thank you very much. We have so many supporters to thank, and we ask that you hold your applause to the end. It's a very long list. So, Nadia.
We'll do it fast.
Yeah, we'll do
All
it
right.
fast.
Thank you to our roof sponsor, Weingart Foundation.
And our garden sponsors, AHP, AMJ Construction, Bolton, Burnham Benefits, CIT Bank, Isuzu, Holton House Carlin Van Trigg LLP, IFK Architecture, National Equity Fund, Pacific Empire Builders, Pacific Premier Bank, Patrick Spillane and Jerry Studhauer, Preferred Bank, The Refinery, TDA Investment Group, United Way of Greater Los Angeles, and Wells Fargo.
And our door sponsors, Boglin and Company, Cox, Castle and Nicholson, DCI Engineers, Forbix Capital Group, Gallagher, Koenig Eisenberg Architecture, Morley Builders, Steinberg Hart, and The Block.
Oh, and our window sponsors, Anthem Blue Cross, City National Bank, CV Strategies, E. Allison Thomas, HealthNet, Jet Doy and Jeff Latterman, Jennifer Christian Herman, me, Kaiser Permanente, Catherine Perez, Kimball Trey St. John, Mark Kitching, my friend Nadia, and last but certainly not least, our CEO, Sierra, which she's disappeared somewhere.
We would also like to acknowledge Silicon Valley Bank and Michael and Karen Sharp for their extremely generous support of tonight's event. Thank you again to all of our amazing sponsors, and let's give them a big round of applause.
All right, it's not in the script, but I have to say hi to everybody who's online watching, especially our staff, and thanks for not watching football tonight and joining us here. I think the game was going to be crap anyway. So, anyway, sorry if you're a fan of today's team, but anyway. So Nadia and I also want to tell you about a new partnership that we have with AHP. Their mission is to increase homeownership rate to 75% and erase the homeownership gap between white, Latinx, and Black families.
With the AHP Fund, you have the opportunity to support our mission while earning a return on your investment.
In other words, when you invest in the fund, the same time the Skid Row Housing Trust gets a portion of their earnings, and that will support the Skid Row Housing Trust mission.
So to get started, look for the link in our post-event email next week.
So we're excited to give you this opportunity to help our organization while you invest with impact. And with that, please welcome Sarah back to the stage.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Very cheap.
It is my honor to present tonight's honoree. Each year, the Changemaker Award is given to an individual who has shown a commitment to preventing or ending homelessness. And this year, Skid Row Housing Trust honors Winimo Abbey, co-founder and CEO of Isuzu. Isuzu is a financial technology company that helps low to moderate income households use their one-time rent payments to build their credit. Isuzu's platform provides rent reporting, property management analytics, and rental assistance to unlock financial access, stability for renters and property owners. Most recently, Isuzu was valued at $1 billion in a Series B round of fundraising. And by the way, he's only 29 years old. Yeah. I just have to say that. For Winimo's commitment to providing financial opportunities for folks who need the most and for helping to prevent homelessness through Isuzu's rental assistance program, we are thrilled to honor him tonight and look forward to partnering with Isuzu in the future. Winimo is currently in India celebrating his business partner's wedding, but has shared a video message for all of you to see. Go ahead, dim the lights.
Hi, my name is Winimo Abe, co-founder and co-CEO of Isuzu Financial. Isuzu Financial is a financial technology platform and one of the few Black-owned billion-dollar company around the world. See, I want to express my deepest gratitude to Sierra and the great village of the Skid Row Housing Trust, doing tremendous work to give people a fighting chance. Now, I do see my story in a lot of the folks they serve every day. See, my story started in the slums of Lagos, Nigeria. I lost my father at the age of 2, and I was raised by my mother and 2 very feisty sisters. And one thing my mother fundamentally believed in, despite having less than an high school degree, was the importance of education. She afforded my school fees to one of the finest high schools in the land, and that's what led me to this magical place called America. I immigrated from 80-degree weather in Lagos to over negative 22 degrees in Minnesota, and it was truly a character-building experience. During that transition, my mother and I did not have a credit score. We walked into one of the largest financial institutions to borrow money, and were turned away and had to go borrow money at over 400% interest rate. In addition to that, my mother sold my father's wedding ring, and we borrowed money from church members, and that's how we got started in the United States. So really inspired by this experience, my co-founder and I started Isuzu on 3 core premises. No matter where you come from, the color of your skin, and your financial identity, it should never determine where you end up in the wealthiest nation the world has ever seen. You know, at Isuzu, we do 3 main things focused on the 36% of Americans who rent, and more pronounced 45 million people that don't have a credit score or have a thin file. We help everyday people, renters particularly, capture rental data and report it into the consumer rating agencies to help them establish or build their credit scores. And when people can afford to pay rent, we offer them a 0-interest rent relief so they stay in their home, and as a society, we're not solving homelessness backwards. In the wise words of Brian Stevenson, we're all better than the worst things we've ever done. And everyone deserves a fighting chance. And that's what we're trying to do at Isuzu. We imagine this premise that people shouldn't be treated like they're guilty until proven innocent. We all deserve a fighting chance. And for us, I really want to emphasize the fact that the work we're doing, particularly the Skid Row Housing Trust and companies like Isuzu, it takes a village, and we need each and every one of you to be a member of that tribe. We want you to contribute to continue to move the frontiers of the vision that we are tirelessly working on. No one deserves to be homeless. Everyone deserves dignity. Everyone deserves a fighting chance. So if you feel the same passion that I do, and if you feel the same energy that I do, please contribute to make this organization more perfect. And the wise African word, which Esusu really stands on, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, we fundamentally have to go together. So let's be caught trying and contribute your humble quota to make this world a more perfect place.
Here to accept the award on Isuzu's behalf is Dion Jones and Anthony Holland. Thank you very much.
So we are not Wamimo, as you can see, but we are proud to be here. Wamimo and I have known each other since we were 20 and 21 years old. He is my best friend. I have to correct Sierra because he is 30, not 29. Still proud of him. I'm 31. But when we met, we were doing the program. We were doing the program at Berkeley, and what we talked about that brought us close together is how we wanted to make a space in the world. And we knew we wanted to do something that elevated people, inspired people, and gave people a better sense of who they were. He built a $1 billion company, and I became an artist. My mother loves him more. But it wasn't just about building the $1 billion company. It's not just about seeing his name in Times Square on NASDAQ. It's not just about being featured in Forbes. What it's really about is that we both knew that not everybody's going to be famous. Not everybody's going to have those moments to be at the ringing bell in NASDAQ and things like that. But everybody has an opportunity to serve. And the measurement of greatness is determined by that service. And so what Mimo and his co-founder Samir have done, and what we're proud to advise them as board members of their nonprofit, is to help them do that, to help them give folks dignity, to help them give folks power. Because that's the power of what Abby is doing. That is why he's so proud of his collaboration and partnership with the Skid Row Trust. That's why he's so honored to be honored and recognized tonight with that work, because he knows that for sure. And so on behalf of him, I know he would also like to thank his wife, Taylor, who is his partner in this work as well, and his entire team at Isuzu. We are very proud, my brother Anthony and I, who I'll let him give a few words as well, to accept this award on his behalf.
All you. Dion was selling us a little short there. I think he sent us specifically because we were his better looking, only slightly less successful friends. I don't have as long of a backstory with Wamimo as Dion does. You know, there's something that happens when you become worth $1 billion. You accumulate some new friends, and I'm proud to say I'm one of them. But what I will say is it's readily apparent, you don't have to know Wamimo that long to understand his commitment to providing and furthering housing security for folks that need it the most. And so I'm really, really proud. I think he would be really, really proud to come and accept this award in person. Wamimo's ethos, as you heard a few moments ago, and he will repeat this to anyone who will listen: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. And I think with the Skid Row Housing Trust, he's really, really committed to partnering to go very, very far in eliminating housing security and providing more opportunities for the people of Los Angeles. So thank you.
How we doing, all right? Yeah, woo! All right, so before I even go on the script here, here's a reminder. Is everyone on the Wi-Fi? There's no reception in here. If you're not on the Wi-Fi, you need to sign on. Network is Colburn, and the password is campus with a capital C. You need that because when we ask for money in a few minutes, you need a Wi-Fi connection. If someone has signal in here, let us know who your provider is, and we're all gonna switch. But okay, so that's the message of the day. My favorite photographers and videographers there. So the network is Colburn. Everyone knows how to go to settings, click on Wi-Fi, and the password is campus with a capital C. So I'm here to tee up the next video right now. So Skid Row Housing Trust tagline is homes support success. So let's start with that first word this year. The trust brought 147 homes to the Skid Row community with the opening of SP7 Apartments, San Pedro House, and the Edward Hotel Apartments. Big round of applause. That means we were able to transform 147 lives. 147 people who now or very soon have a safe place to stabilize, recover, live in dignity. Are these things important, everybody? Yes. So this is another great video. Let's take a closer look at the trust in action. Thank you.
Can you turn it down a little bit? They doing the filming right here. Is your key working? There we go. It works. Yay, I fixed that one this morning. We're winning. Let's do it. All right.
Carisha, take one, stop sticks, comment mark.
The reason why I think housing first is so important is because you have to give someone a place to feel safe in order for them to feel like they can accomplish any other goals. You can't ask a person who worries where they're going to sleep at night to show up to a medical appointment when they have nowhere to place a calendar. So for me, housing first is very essential.
This year we opened up SP7 and San Pedro House. SP7 is a brand new build of 81 units of permanent supportive housing. It is one of my favorite projects, and I have many at the Trust, but this one is just gorgeous. We're excited to be getting close to completing our lease up right now. Residents are thriving within that building, and it has 22 units that are dedicated to veterans. It is combined with bringing a complete rehab to the San Pedro House, which is 19 units. We added in washer and dryers into the units, trash chutes, upgraded everything from the flooring to the ceiling, and we brought home residents into their brand new units that once lived in the older San Pedro House.
I'm a case manager and I provide services to the residents here at the building. I think the most complicated resident that I moved in recently, he had been every day struggling for shelter, struggling for food, being attacked out in the streets and almost being stabbed. Just bringing him home and seeing the look on his face the day that he seen his unit and his washer and dryer inside his room, that made him cry and made all of us cry.
It's an incredible feeling that never gets old every time you welcome someone home. Recently, we reopened the Edward Hotel. I was lucky enough to witness one of the move-ins, and one of the residents that was there that day brought his dog, and we heard about his story of having a neighbor, a fellow Angelino, that was helping him just to get into housing.
It's hard because it's a lot of people that want to see us in the street. They just see the person, they don't see the insides. But this lady, she came and see the insides of me. And that was beautiful. I was grateful. Yeah. Laying on the sidewalk with some cardboards and stuff. Like I said, I never expected it was going to happen to me like that. But I ran with it, and thank God I'm here now.
We believe that no one should have a barrier to have a safe place to live and rebuild their lives. People go through traumas, they have been in unthinkable situations, they have been cast down by society, they have been let down, And when a person goes through that, they give up sometimes. Sometimes they have to turn to drugs just to cope. Sometimes they have to turn to alcohol just to cope. I don't want people to do that. I want people to know that you can rebuild your life. You can get a second chance. But where do you get that second chance? Luckily, Skid Row Housing Trust gets that a person needs a place to stay in order to focus on rebuilding their lives.
Hi, everybody. I'm supposed to introduce myself, but we could probably dispense with that. My name is Jet Doy. I'm the Chief Advancement Officer for Skid Row Housing Trust, and I am delighted to be here with you tonight. It's my privilege to introduce you to our phenomenal residents and our team members and who are tirelessly devoted to serving them. Let's take a moment to recognize our residents in the audience this evening. If you could please stand, we would all like to celebrate your courage and strength and resilience. The Trust is internationally recognized as a leading developer of permanent supportive housing, but so much of our work is about what happens after we bring someone home. Another way of saying that is that our work is about the people who live in our buildings and our tireless frontline staff committed to helping them stabilize and thrive in housing, whether their personal goals are to age in place with dignity or move on. Let's have a look at how fantastic they are.
If you haven't met our residents are the most wonderful, beautiful people you would ever meet. Some of the most kind people, open, artistic. This garden is a testament to the creativity and the passion of Nelson and his care for his fellow residents.
We're really excited about the Seeds of Hope campaign, and it actually came from folks who work in our communities. One person after another stopped me and asked for some help in bringing back the garden in their community. We were inspired to put together a year-long campaign to start looking for long-term sustainable funding sources for programming in the gardens.
When I first started working at Los Americas, the garden was the first thing I noticed. I've done a little gardening myself. Every day, Mr. Mendoza is here taking care of this garden. What I love the most about it is in the midst of chaos in the city, you can just come here and relax and gain peace.
This is the gentleman that brought life back to Las Americas. Hi. Because some people never came out their rooms. A lot of people stayed in their rooms. A lot of people come out their rooms now. They come back here, they sit down, they enjoy the garden back here. It's peaceful, nobody comes out the street, nobody's loud here. This is our peaceful spot. And the garden, it's just a Garden of Eden. I call it Garden of Eden. I want to thank you, Nelson, for making this garden so beautiful for us. Thank you, baby. I love you, Nelson. Thank you.
Hay muchas personas que me agradecen, están contentos, salen, me han dicho muchas cosas bien bonitas del jardín y ellos pues se sienten bien y me agradecen por tan bellos recuerdos que les hago recordar y se vienen a sentar aquí todo el día y eso me llena más de orgullo para seguir luchando y poniendo mejores cosas, más flores, más cosas aquí, que se vea más bonito el jardín. Cualquier planta que yo pongo o algo viene de corazón y pues me acuerdo de mi madre, de mi abuela, me los recuerdo.
I think the garden features in our properties are amazing additions and amenities for the residents. It brings a sense of pride to the residents and also to the property manager. It gives them something to take care of. It's like their baby.
I've never gardened before, so it was actually awesome. I think I got the garden bug, you know?
Majority of our residents come out to the garden, they water the garden, they take some of the vegetables and take it back to their house, cook the vegetables. It's like a serenity space, very peaceful and calming and therapeutic. It plays a big role at the Star Apartments.
Well, the garden gives me something to do. It relaxes me. It helps me to relax. It helps me definitely to think about what I'm going to do in the future. It's a place of relaxation, and it has a lot of life here. A lot of life.
I would love to be able to have our neighbors, maybe the building next door to me, come over and we garden together, you know, so they would be able to enjoy and benefit from the vegetables and getting healthier by communicating with nature.
Utilizing our spaces that we have is very important so that we can maximize on the opportunities to engage with residents, as well as for them to engage in other activities.
We are working to connect and really energize our supporters, our residents, and our workforce to rally around keeping these gardens fresh and thriving. It provides a source of food, provides a source of community, it provides a source of empowerment, it provides a source of therapy and personal peace, provides a terrific, safe outdoor environment for our peer advocates and our case managers to conduct groups. This just is tremendously important work.
Can we hear it for Jet one more time? She's the best. We love you, Jet. All right. I'm going to tee up one more video right now, so this is a reminder. Have you placed your bid on the silent auction yet? That is the question. Treat yourself to a restorative 2-night stay at the Rosewood Miramar in picturesque Montecito. Or grab a friend and learn something new in Rosa Blue's house-made Italian pasta making class. Something we all need, especially if you love carbs. Hope you purchased your Unlocking the Hope mystery box. One lucky person will win a chef's table dining experience at Wood and Vine, great restaurant in Hollywood. So the silent auction is going to close at 9. We're going to wrap things up here very shortly. So don't forget to check out the registration table on your way out. But it's better and more important before, I'm going to come back in a couple minutes and we're going to ask everyone to give a few bucks. It's better for you to hear from the good folks who do this work every day and a veteran who's transforming his life at SP7. So don't worry, I'm going to be back in about 3 minutes and 28 seconds, and we'll do a quick auction, and then we have a little closer, and then there's coffee and dessert and more cocktails outside. So one more video, hang in there, and I'll be right back. Thanks, everybody.
I'd like to thank Skid Row Housing Trust Board of Directors. Their support has been immense and much needed, and we wouldn't have been able to make it through without it. One of the misconceptions of what we do is that, well, you guys get subsidy dollars from the federal, from the state, from the local authorities to both build your housing, for ongoing support. Why do you need our money? The reality is, for every unit, it costs us about $1,000 a door just to keep the lights on, not even including the long-term supportive services that we need. This isn't math that anybody would normally go out and build a building if they knew that there was going to be a deficit. But it's something that we did because we know that it's something that we have to do and we have to do more of. But it's something that we need support to continue to do.
Resident services are obviously a critical part of our mission. Partial services are funded by government contracts, but there's a lot of services that are funded by cash flow from properties, which is at times also not enough to provide all the wraparound services that we currently have, but also that we would like to have in the immediate future.
Funding matters. It is a big portion in allowing us to do the work that we do. We have so much talent within our case management staff, and they have so many great ideas that a lot of them can't be brought to life because of the lack of funding. I think that's one of the biggest challenges that we face here within the organization, and specifically within health and social services, is adequate funding. having enough money for programming and to purchase drums so more residents can experience the Rhythm and Wellness group. Having more funding for welcome home kits so that when we have a new resident that comes home, we can start them off with a kit, hygiene kits.
The staff, whether they work in our services group or in our property management group, again, every day brings a potentially different flavor of what kind of trauma might happen, from people breaking into the buildings or just having to take care of one of our residents. We need more tools for our staff. We just absolutely need to find more ways to support them because every day they still need to be on the front lines doing their job. We need our staff to know how much we care about them and, in turn, because they care so much about our residents.
It really does take a village to get somebody into housing, and the journey is super long. But unless we're willing to take a hard look at the system that creates homelessness, we're never going to get out of this.
My favorite thing to do here is to go up to the 7th floor and overlook the whole city. Do you know how hard it is to get an overlook of the whole city? I decided to join the Marines because after high school, it was a little less people around. I was usually institutionalized most of my life. I grew up in foster care and group homes. Then from high school, did a little incarceration time, military. My ASVAB scores were 71, so I got a really high ASVAB score. So I wasn't picked to be a firefighter, but I was chosen to be one. After I came home from the Marines and went through all my building back to family and the things, I set off to go to school at the University of Laverne. I wanted to be a social worker because it always seems you always want to go back and help what you seem to know the most about. I didn't quite go to be a social worker though, because I ended up becoming homeless. It pretty much turned to back in the Marine Corps again. It was like I'm gonna take a big camping trip, stay in a tent. I've done this already. I've already stayed out in the field, dug holes in the dirt. People that are homeless are survivors. They're very, very strong. They're diligent. If no one's gonna feed you, you gotta eat. You gotta figure it out. You gotta be strong, you gotta be who you are. You gotta find your way to another night out here. And when I decided to do the right thing, like getting myself into a housing and be teachable again. So SP7 gave me the opportunity to unlock a door again. So I thank him for that. Being here, getting my program, getting my Section 8, I'm definitely gonna award myself a place to stay with my children and getting back into normalities and parks on the weekends and churches and backyards, dogs. And I just want you all to know that we see you. We see you out there not doing nothing. We feel it. Not everybody's obligated to help, and not one person's gonna do it all, I promise you. We all know this. I need your hand, my hand. You can grab somebody else's hand, and we're gonna build a chain of love and change. The more people, the less time.
That video is amazing. Okay. You're thinking dessert, you're thinking coffee, you're thinking another cocktail, you're thinking you got to go to work in the morning. But what's going to happen right now is a lot more important. So these two pieces of paper are very important. We also need to give, everyone hopefully had a great time outside with Chef Timothy Hollingsworth and Ray Garcia. Give them a huge round of applause. We had amazing cocktails, we had great wine. Obviously, Timothy's right across the street at Otium and Ray's in the Disney Hall at Astrid, his brand new restaurant. Two of the very best chefs in the city and two dear friends of mine. So now it is time to raise a few bucks. So auction item number one, also we're gonna come back to Timothy Ray in a moment. So this is Bert Backman, and I hope we have some barbecue fans here. He owns Slab on 3rd Street. It's not only some of the best Texas barbecue in the city, it's some of the best barbecue in the country. We actually were at the National Institute of Health in Washington, D.C. last week with 2 auction item barbecues. I'm gonna come in the middle of the stage a little bit, right here, make it a little more. This is what you wanna see, right? You want me to come over here, right? That was just for you, Jet. I'm standing behind the podium all night. So this is an auction. We only have 2 auction items, ladies and gentlemen. So here's how this goes. For those of you that know me, that have seen me at every other event, and I've done thousands over the past 25 years, I'm the chef guy. Timothy and Ray are my friends. I asked them to be part of tonight's event. We needed a couple auction items. So Bert Backman, here's what we're gonna do. It's a barbecue for 50 people in your backyard. Chicken, brisket, wings, coleslaw, baked beans, mac and cheese, pie. Who doesn't love pie? 50 people in your backyard. It's a big deal. We auction this off at a lot of events. You can have a wedding, you can have a bar mitzvah, you can get divorced, whatever you want to do. You can have a whole thing. What's the sign language symbol for getting divorced? Is that it? That's it. That's it. So it's worth a fortune, ladies and gentlemen. Jet told me the opening. I know everyone's going like that now in the divorce. That's it. How do we say donate a lot of money? That's what I want to. There we go. Perfect. So this is a party for 50 people. We actually just did the Weingart Center's barbecue last Sunday up in La Cañada. They bought it at their fundraiser this year. But I want someone to go big. Jet told me to start the bidding at $8,000, which is actually too low. But are people going to donate tonight? 50 people, a party in your backyard. Do we have that here tonight? Can someone start the bidding at $8,000? Is someone going big right now? I got to ask. It's that kind of thing. Don't be shy, everybody, as I stand in the middle of the stage. That is an $8,000 donation. It is a party for 50 at your house. We're bringing all the barbecue. We're bringing the ribs. We're bringing the mac and cheese. We're bringing the pie, the coleslaw. We have 2 auction items. That one is at $8,000. People are talking amongst themselves. If you decide that you want to bid on this, you're going to raise your hand. We have another auction item here tonight, and it's also with Timothy and Ray. Can we bring that slide up as well? Slide number 2. Obviously, everybody saw them cooking out back tonight. Here is the second auction item. This is a progressive dinner for 10 people. The 10 of you are going to start off at Astrid in the Disney Hall with Chef Ray Garcia. He's going to do a few courses for you. You're going to drink all the wine, and then you're going to walk down the street. I don't even know if it's a street. It's like a half a block to Otium, and then you're going to have a few more courses and more wine and all the dessert with Timothy. Does that sound exciting? Yes. They should be excited, Jet. But they have to write a check. Does someone want to start the bidding on that one for $5,000? That's for 10 people. Or we have those kind of bidders here tonight. It is my job to ask. $5,000 progressive dinner for 10 at both restaurants. So if you decide that you want to do that, because no one's jumping up in the air, you can come and talk to Jet, or you can come and talk to me later tonight. Backyard barbecue for 50, that's at $8,000. The progressive dinner is for 10, both restaurants for $5,000. Now, moving right along, I'm going to come back over to the podium. Do you feel the excitement, ladies and gentlemen? You do. You do. Okay, now those are very, very special items, and you probably heard tonight that they have a goal of almost $100,000. Everyone knows how important this is, how important that housing is. It solves all problems, okay? And the work that we're doing here is amazing. So, we want to let everyone know, we want to start off that our good friends at Silicon Bank have gave us a generous gift of $15,000. So we'd like to give them a big round of applause. Now, it's my job to ask if anyone would like to go really big on that for sure, and if anyone might want to match that. So you could jump out of your seat and go crazy and jump up and down. But we're going to go down the line right now. $10,000 provides a year of housing for 10 people. Is there a $10,000 donation in the room tonight? Is there a $10,000 donation? There's not. Okay. A $5,000 donation is a year of housing for 5 people. Is there a $5,000 donation in the room tonight? We got the 15 from Silicon Bank. Is anyone giving $5,000? Nobody, not yet. Okay, people. $2,500 is a year of housing for 3 people. Is there a $2,500 donation? Some of you are bidding on your phone, you're clicking away, you're donating away. You could donate $10,000, you could donate $5,000, you could donate $2,500. These are all the different dollar amounts. This is what it does. Once again, $10,000. Some of you are donating on your phones right now. If your phone's not working and you just want to raise your hand and jump up and down, you can do that as well. So once again, $10,000 is a year housing for 10 people. Michael and Karen Sharp, they have donated $7,000 tonight. So let's give them a big round of applause. So some of you, that's why we wanted to make sure everyone has the Wi-Fi. So you can make $10,000 donations, you can make $5,000 donations, you can make $2,500 donations. Very simple, $1,000 is a year of housing for one person. I see a lot of people looking at their phones. Jet, that's hopefully a good thing, right? Okay. $500 is 6 months of housing for one person. So once again, on your phone, on the One Cause app, you can donate $1,000, $2,500, $5,000, $10,000. The Sharps have given $7,000. Silicon Bank has given $15,000. We still have 2 auction items. If you want the chef's dinner, that's $5,000. If you want, yes, sir. All right, that guy right there, $5,000. I think Jet has the envelope for you. She's going to give that to you. Thank you, sir. And if anybody, a hand in the back. Yes. Well, Jet's giving it to you right now. There we go. Those are my kind of people right there. They look like people that I know. Love it. So that's an $8,000 donation, a $5,000 donation. We have the $15,000 from Silicon Bank. We have $7,000 from the Sharps. Everyone else is donating on their phone. We are doing this as a community. We're doing this as team. We're doing this as friends. We're doing this as caring citizens. So we have the final surprise of the night before we go outside to the bar. Let me get back on script here. So can you scroll it down, please? All right, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh no, scroll back up. I have to introduce. They're bringing out the orchestra right now. Okay, so in a moment I'll give these fine. Can we give the staff and the crew and everyone a big round of applause too? All right, they're getting set. So we're gonna have the pleasure of introducing our special guests, rooted in Skid Row through music, through community, and most importantly, open-hearted inclusion of the most marginalized members of society. We're talking about Urban Voices, everybody. Woo! I'm excited. Urban Voices, their project amplifies artistic expression to improve well-being, strengthen social networks, inspire individuals to be their own best advocates. Tonight, they're joined by the Colburn School Conservatory. So are you guys ready to come out to the stage? They are. Thumbs up. Are you guys ready? Let's give Urban Voices Project a thunderous round of applause right now. Woo! Thank you, everybody.
Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing?
Woo!
I'm just going to say a really quick thing while we're all coming along. We're all people from different backgrounds making our way. This is our first time singing here at the Zipper Hall at the Colburn School. Is this not a beautiful venue, by the way? I'm just going to say a quick thing to help cover time. Fun fact, how many of you guys have heard of Urban Voices Project before? Oh, that's so exciting. Great. If you haven't, we've been in Skid Row for 8 years doing music programs, and Skid Row Housing Trust has been a partner of ours. In fact, one of our programs is actually in one of the buildings that they're at. But a fun other fact is that this program, this choir actually got started because I used to work here at Colburn. I still do as a part-time faculty, and with myself and Christopher Mack that we were able to start this program. So I just cannot wait to share with you guys our song, Rise Again. You ready?
on going, so I can rise again. Rise again. I've got the patience to inhale, exhale. I've got the energy to sing. I've got the strength to keep on going, so I can rise again. Rise again.
Everybody, the two most feared words in all of live performance, audience participation. This song was written right in the middle of Skid Row for people to take what they need, so I need you to take what you need by putting your hands on your heart. And I need you all to say and repeat after me, I've got the patience. And with your hands, to inhale, exhale. I've got the energy, make some energy. Hands to your lips to the sky, to sing. I've got the strength. Guys, stop. I didn't believe them. I didn't believe you a single bit. Let me hear it. I've got the strength. Okay, keep going. That's very nice. Very good. To keep on going. So I can rise again. Rise again. That's very good. Now, will you do me the favor? Even if the words are going in one ear and out the other, they're going to give you all the gestures right here, and we would love for you to join us. Are you ready? 2, 3. I've got patience to inhale, exhale. To inhale, exhale. I've got the energy to sing, to sing, to sing. I've got the strength to keep on going, so I can rise again. I don't quite hear you again. One more time, a little louder. I've got the patience. Now you know it. Sing it out. To inhale, exhale. I've got the energy to sing, sing. I've got the strength to keep on going, yeah. So I can rise. Will you guys rise up with me? Will you actually stand up and rise? Come on. Doobie doobie doo da. Hey, put your hands together. Let's see some touch step. Everybody now it. Come on. Doobie doo da da. Oh, yeah. Come on. Doobie doobie doo da da. Hey, hey. Doobie doobie doo da 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 da. Doobie doobie doo da da. I've got the patience. Hands up. To inhale, exhale. I've got the energy to sing. I've got strength to keep on going, so I can rise again. Last measure. Rise again.
Keep it going, keep it going. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our program. Silent auction closes at 9. You have a few more minutes on your phone. The bar is still open. There's dessert and coffee outside. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for all of your donations tonight. We need board members on stage for a photo. Board members on stage for a photo. Thanks, guys. Yeah. They're going to take a picture on stage. with Urban Voices. Thanks, Coburn School. I think they're going to have you in the photo. Thanks so much.